Republican Congressman Michael Burgess, as Vice Chairman of the Rules Committee on Energy and Commerce and Budget, you have something to say about all of this. Should we be focusing in Washington on whether or not people should use gas stoves?
Well, it does seem a little strange with everything else that's going on in the world, and thank you for that D-Day remembrance. That very poignant. But look, on the aspect of the federal agencies right now is they're regulating for regulation's sake. It almost seems as if the Biden administration refuses to focus on what's happening to the middle class. The middle class is being decimated by inflation, which basically his administration caused. And rather than fix those problems, the agencies are saying, you know, maybe we can take your kitchen appliances away from you. It just doesn't make sense to most Americans, and that's why these two bills came into being. And you're right to reference the light bulb issue from 2007. That, again, was another example. The technology was not there at that time, and people were mandated to buy technology that basically didn't exist.
And the fact that people would be debating about gas stoves when we have this war that the U.S. continues to support in Ukraine. We have people who are up in arms about everything from education to civil rights to social justice to gender rights. What do you say when people think this is all overblown by the Republican Party?
Well, that perhaps could be an argument, except that you have one of the commissioners of the Consumer Product Safety Commission say that they were going to do that. They were going to, in a proposed rule earlier this year. And even Secretary Granholm, in front of an appropriations subcommittee, admitted the same. So if you've got the agency poised to do this, and we in the Congress don't feel that this is what is in the best interest of the people of this country, it is up to us to say something. That's what congressional oversight is all about. But I don't disagree with you that this almost seems diminutive compared to all the other problems, except that it is overreach of federal agencies, which continues to drive a lot of the anxiety in this country.
So we have another issue that we've talked about here on the show. AM radios were going to be extinct after over 100 years of this country. Then Ford decided they would keep the AM radios in. Now some lawmakers are pushing to force all automakers to include AM radio, in part because they say it's a safety concern, because PSAs are aired on AM radio. So do you have anything to say about that that's different than what you've already made a point about?
Well, no, except that
no, that's pretty much
my personal belief is that AM radio should remain an option in cars, and the public needs to be educated about why the AM radio is an important part of your car. Look, the real problem here is that with the move to electrification of vehicles, there are some interference issues, as I understand it, and the shielding would add additional cost. Okay, we're smart people. Maybe we can get around that. But let me just point out to you, it was a few years ago down in my neck of the woods in North Texas, a very, very severe tornado happened at a time of year when people weren't expecting tornadoes, came right across a major freeway and toll road, and a number of people were killed. And really, the tragedy was all of this was preventable had people been listening to the emergency broadcasts that are on their AM radio.
And, you know, a lot of people say this boils down to a very, very simple phrase, which we've heard more now because of what we've been through: freedom of choice. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us.